cash definitely flowing in the favor of Espada here. Dima, beautiful double headshot. Very, very precise on the angle. Great start to the game here for Espada, all things considered. Like,
yeah.
So in the pistol, it was actually Cyber Legacy who found the first kill. It was Seized, and it's more or less, well, Seized is on 2 kills, Glowing is on 2, Klax is on 1. So it's not like we have any of the Cyber Legacy players stepping up massively just yet. Quite the contrary, actually. Look at this. Dima again, so precise. He swings out, he finds beautiful double headshot action. Deals a good amount of damage with the nade as well. Espada, they're up 5-0. Early days here on Train.
Yeah, but they're building the momentum. And on the CT side, that can be quite hard to break. As you can see, like, I mean, 10k for Patsy, 9k for Finnegan and Sotfik. There's quite a few rounds of cash for them on this Espada side, and already a 5-0 lead. Obviously, it is a CT-sided map quite heavily. But I mean, this is Cyber Legacy's map pick, and if they're not able to pick up many rounds on this T side, it's going to make their CT very, very difficult. It'll put a lot of pressure on the pistol round, that's for sure. As you can see, Espada still have a couple AKs, the AWP, a couple M4s. They are pretty comfortable right now. Cyber Legacy, they're going to try and work their way back into at least one round. I mean, they've got the weapons to do so. They just need to try and find an opening kill. But Espada, they've pushed forward. They've taken control of Main, and Foster will collect the bomb, regroup with a couple teammates out towards Long. As a nade goes in towards the top of Pop Dog. Not going to connect onto anybody. Looks like Cyber Legacy... What are they thinking of doing here? Do they wrap in towards the A site? Are they going to go through Ivy all the way to CT and into B? What's the play here? Are they just going to set up a bit of a distraction towards B and then head through Pop Dog to A to rejoin with the teammates Ivy? Probably the more likely option. I think just trying to divert attention from these Espada players towards that B side is certainly working out. Glowing is going to commit in towards B to try and sell it, and a great kill on Sotfik will ensure that that's the case, as he has 2 players at his fingertips here. But Foster, he'll clear out the A site. There goes Dexter. Finnegan has to find damage, and he will. He takes down Glowing. That's the flank gone. But look at the positioning for Cyber Legacy. Dima's trying to push forward to still going either way, but the player up towards Heaven is going to make his mark. That is Foster, and it leaves it all up towards Finnegan. A 1 versus 3 in Cyber Legacy. That is a great round to come through with here. Excellent work to divide the Espada side.
Yeah, they had a real good game plan for this one. As you pointed out, 3 players down towards the Ivy position. They got the bomb in that place. That means that they can... Well, when you see the bomb in that position, it typically means that they're going to be moving towards the A-bomb side, because you don't want to lose the bomb in CT or somewhere. So that would suggest that they always had a plan to go towards the A-bomb side. But with 2 players sitting up at B-prep, brown holes, whatever you want to call them, setting up there for the utility and towards the B-bomb side, 1 player pushing through and getting a frag early on, actually, it gives them so many opportunities for mid-round calls, basically, to like sort of change up their play in the midst of it. They could have gone CT to B. They could have pulled all their players away from the B-bomb side after that initial kill and pushed towards the A-bomb side. So very good thinking here from Cyber Legacy, and I think we need to see... Well, we're probably not going to see the same exact round anymore, because it's like one and done play. But yeah, we could see something similar and then push in towards B from CT, for instance. And I think that's kind of what we need to see here for Cyber Legacy to pick up a good amount of rounds on the board.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure something out here, because 1 round isn't enough. Espada, they have plenty of cash for this buy and the round after, so... Yes, Cyber Legacy are going to have to secure that low, and they do just go for a straight push towards B side, but it's really not working out for them. A couple quick kills, a little bit of an awkward fight. Dexter gets a second chance, and with a little bit of a jump and a spin, he will secure it onto Foster, but for Cyber Legacy. It's a 2-on-4, and CIS needs his teammate to get it quickly. Tricky is on a very, very long flank. CIS is a 1v4 right now, and there he goes. It's all over. Tricky, he can't stop the defuse. It's planted default. There's just no way of him doing anything from that position. He needed to be quicker. He needed to try and pick someone off on the rotations. Just anything to give the Cyber Legacy players on that site just a more even playing field. Because, I mean, they went into that essentially in somewhat of a sort of 4v5, but obviously 2 players go down initially for Cyber Legacy, and that just makes it impossible.
Yeah, you make a pretty good point there. In that scenario, if you want Tricky to be on the flank from Ivy, you need to make sure you plant the bomb somewhat open to allow Tricky to push in on that flank and potentially find a frag from it, right? We see the odds swaying even more in favor of Espada now. It was not necessarily a 50-50, but somewhat close to it initially. Good, nice little boost coming through, and Tricky, I guess, making up for lost ground in the previous round.
Definitely. A cheeky little shot there, and an opening for Cyber Legacy, but Espada, they kept playing players alive last round as well. So that's the cash starting to build up once again. Cyber Legacy have a lot of work to do to try and remove it. As Espada, they'll push in towards main. Bit of utility to allow Pat to see forward and take control of that position, but in response, Cyber Legacy, they're working in towards his B site. Dexter is playing this B site mostly solo, and he's just going to pull back, allow the Cyber Legacy side to get that bomb planted, allow them to take very forward positions. With that orb, he's not been able to pick off anybody trying to push forwards. Obviously, Collapse has got himself tucked in towards this red train, close to connect with Dexter. He's going to work down oil, but a nice kill from Finnegan. Klax can't find anything in that position now. It's 4-on-4. The kills are being traded out either way. It's a 3-on-2 still for Cyber Legacy as they managed to get one more from the site. That is CIS, but he's only on 9 HP. He's not going to be long for this world much longer. It looks like Finnegan's already saving this up to Sophic to try and find damage. As he tries to work his way forward, he's just, I assume, trying to get a kill or two. He may get caught by CIS, actually. Okay, never mind. CIS decides to run away. I think he was going to die to the bomb, so tries to get out of there, but Sophic saving the AWP is able to pick him off, and it means only 2 players alive for Cyber Legacy.
Yeah, we see the nice little flick here from Tricky. Good reaction on that. But yeah, you're right. Like, CIS was probably going to die to the bomb, and that's... I don't think he would, actually, because the bomb was planted default again. He should have hurt his opponent regardless over by Oil Train. So in that scenario, even if you're just trying to survive due to the bomb going down, you know that your opponent is going to be hot on your heels, and you pretty much have to try and take the duel. CIS finds the opening frag this time around, takes care of Patsy, and that's a pretty important kill. Patsy has got a thorn in the side of Cyber Legacy thus far, sitting on 9 and 5, doing pretty good already. For CIS to shut him down early is definitely going to be helping Cyber Legacy in this round. Furthermore, they got the numbers advantage now.
Numbers advantage helps out a lot. Gives you a lot of space to work with. It forces the CT defense to spread out a little bit more. And they've actually got 2 players towards this B site, Espada. It's actually Sophic and Finnegan. Dexter's going to be playing out towards Ivy with the AWP rather than towards that B site. Maybe not feeling comfortable and able to take the fights down those lanes. Or perhaps just feeling more effective over on that site. It's a bit of utility going to get laid down towards the A site, but it's really the B site that is going to be under attack. And look at these players so close towards the A ramp for Espada. Inside of so seized, could have himself a double. He gets the second kill, but it's Finnegan who trades him out. But it's the kills for Espada that need to come through, and Dima is going to collect a 2 for 2. He goes and secures a 2-on-2. And as Dexter pushes forward, it's all up towards Tricky, and Dexter is going to close things down with the orb. Cyber Legacy can't catch a break at this point.
That retake from Dexter and Dima is textbook. So Dima is holding the headshot angle down towards the I guess the innermost part of the bomb site, just watching for any heads to peek through. He finds that headshot, pushes forward alongside with Dexter, helps each other out to find the player on the bomb site, and then Dexter, full focus on high ground, shuts down the final player. 2 players surviving here for Espada, making it their 7th on the board. And again, the economy is still pretty solid for some of these players. Granted, the economy has suffered a little bit, but they still got money.
That is a pivotal kill for Dima there, trading out C's through the smoke. I mean, Dexter's gone down. He was the opening kill from C's, but that trade, it secures outside for Espada. It removes that little threat that would have been lurking around there for the rest of the round, because you can hide quite well on that A site as a T. You can get around the back lines and you can cause a lot of problems for the CTs, but look at Clax. He's trying to do more of the same here. He pushes through a smoke from behind. He will catch Patsy over by that sandwich position. Now he's a bit of a menace to deal with as Espada. They need to find these kills now, as these Cyber Legacy players are going to be pushing in towards the A site, but look at the positioning from Foster as well. He's worked his way all the way through heaven towards that B site, and with 2 kills coming through on towards A, Espada, they shut down any presence there. It's now up towards his B site to be the point of contact, and Tricky pushing his way forward. He will be able to get in towards that bomb site with a bomb, and Foster, this is going to be a huge position. He needs at least 1 kill here, but will he expect the player from behind? I think he heard the steps, and now he's seeing the barrel. He has so much space here. This is absolutely phenomenal. Almost seconds. It will get finished off. Huge frags from Foster. He's brought it into a 1v0. Unfortunately, his teammate is dead. And, you know, try as he might. The position was good, but not good enough.
The trigger discipline there is out of this world. To see 3 different players at 3 different times and not shoot at any of them, the patience is absolutely insane. But Dima, he's unstoppable currently. He's sitting on 15 kills after 10 rounds. We said that we expected Patsy and maybe Dexter to come out on top here. We didn't really expect Dima, neither of us, at least in the pre-game. But he has been fairly consistent throughout. He's not been a horrible player at all. He's done his work, and he's definitely doing his job in this one.
Yeah, that's a tough kill to swallow for Espada. Finnegan trying to just jiggle Pete towards the B holes from that ramp, and now that gives Cyber Legacy a lot of potential to work with. As smoke towards connector. They do look like they want to hit towards this B site, but look at Espada, they're reading this one. With another kill and a second. He is just racking up 17-4, make it 18-4, as there's a triple for him already, and it leaves just 2 alive. They're trying to find him, and Glowing eventually will. Sophic is there to try and handle things a little bit faster. Seized will go down, now it's just Glowing, spotted out, tagged down. We'll find another kill, but they need to be careful. Espada, they close things down. Dexter's AWP will be the finishing touch.
Yeah, looks like Espada in general are trying to put the finishing touches on this first map. 9-2. I mean, it is a CT-sided map. I mentioned it earlier. It is a fairly strong CT-sided map, actually.
Yeah.
That being said, it is the map choice of Cyber Legacy. And you expect, if you go for a map choice like this, so just to put it in perspective, they had different opportunities here. They could have gone for I guess Inferno would not have been a bad beat for them. It is a map that Espada play quite a bit, but it's a map they don't have a high win percentage on, where Espada, they've played it 5 times, and they have a 60% win rate on it, so that's not bad at all. I think all in all here for Cyber Legacy, it just comes down to like experience. So we have experienced players on the team, don't get me wrong, but I mean experience together. These guys have not been playing together for years and years and years, and they have a couple of fairly young guys on the lineup, so give them a bit of time, and I think we're gonna see something great from Cyber Legacy. But we're not seeing anything great for them thus far here on Train.
Bit of a conundrum for Cyber Legacy. As they're down 2 players already in this round, and there goes the AK as well on Thieves, and one by one, they are falling. Just Foster and Tricky remaining. Foster's going to try and give that AK a new home. But as in a 1 versus 5, he's probably going to found that player on site, and he will. Clean from Espada against the low econ round from the Cyber Legacy side as they find double digits, and this is looking quite scary. 10-2 if there's many more rounds found for Espada in this first half. This TT side for Cyber Legacy in the second half is going to be a tough one to watch.
Yeah, you said it pretty well. It's looking pretty dire here for Cyber Legacy. We mentioned it a couple of times already. Espada, they have 10 rounds on the board. Not only that, a lot of the rounds have been fairly clean. And again, we continue to see that even after they lose a round here or there, they still keep a lot of money on most of their players. And they're always going to have like one player who's swimming in money. Doing like, is it... I was about to say Daffy Duck. That's not right. Scrooge McDuck?
Donald Duck.
Is that his name? The guy who's rich. I think
no idea.
His name is Scrooge, if I'm not completely mistaken. One of them is definitely cosplaying Scrooge right now. That's Dexter, who's sitting on 10,000. I love it when I try to go for an analogy and I forget completely the name of that fictional character.
It happens to the best of us. Sometimes it happens to the worst of us as well, but
Wow,
basically happens to all of us. Happens to all of us. And Tricky with this AWP, hoping that he's going to find the best for his team. As he's having a peek in from this Ivy position, not able to collect kills, and that nade. That does so much damage for Espada. There's another one as well. Tricky has found himself on only 25 HP now. That's not fun at all, and Dexter is looking for the shot. He spots the arm, and Tag sees down to 3 points of health. Must have clipped the corner as his teammates start to step up and finish up these kills. It goes 2 for 1. Tricky's just going to, yeet out of there. Collect the bomb. He's only got 25 HP, doesn't fancy taking that fight. And he's going to try and rejoin with his teammates, but with only 25 seconds on the clock, it's a long old rotation. He should have enough time, but he's going to have to go in pretty quickly as his teammates start to push. And that Molotov may put a spanner in the works. It's glowing. We'll find one. They'll smoke off that fire and be able to push in towards the site with about 10 seconds on the clock. Oh dear. That is a huge nade from Finnegan. They are going to be able to replant. No, they're not, because pushing forward, Finnegan pulls them off, and Top Pick just needs to stay alive. And he will. And it will be 11 for Espada. So Cyber Legacy, even as they secure the site, Espada, the time is so low. They just pull them off it time and time again.
That's so unfortunate here for Cyber Legacy. They had the right idea, I think, on that mid-round call. Obviously, they had to try something different because Ivy got shut down completely. Nice double nade action, dealt a lot of damage. And then they had to try something different. They decided to regroup, go for the fight. Get back to that in a bit here, because Foster just straightforward, fully blinded, still finds the crack. He just straights them out, though.
Dexter has an auto sniper.
I mean, why not? He's got so much money. Nothing to lose at this point. They already got 11 at the... Yeah, true. Doesn't have a whole lot of money any longer, but they don't really have a whole lot to lose for this one. They're already on 11. That's already a good scoreline here for Espada. If they can find another round, they'll be happy with that. If they find the final 2, Cyber Legacy are going to be down and out pretty much.
Yeah, and I mean, with only one more round to play for after this, there's not too much worry in terms of the economy. Obviously, they should have enough for a rebuy. And look at this from Cyber Legacy. They're going to push through A, through Connector, and Dexter, he has no idea. And with that kill, that's just going to back up in towards the A site. That is super cheeky from Cyber Legacy. But do they expect the cheekiness from Espada as well? Going down the pop dog position, or can it catch up the open will? Glowing gets taken down. It's back into a 3-on-3. Espada, they still have chance to pull themselves back into this round. And maybe the auto was probably the best kill for Espada to receive there. The worst gun on a retake out of the ones that they have. These M4s much more capable as they try pushing forward into the site. A little tap on the bomb, but Tricky will reveal his position. From the heavens, he'll take down Demon. That leaves just 2 of them. And as Tricky and CIS, they take the peaks. Cyber Legacy pick up a 3rd round.
Quite a weird round there for Espada, though. I like to see, I think it was Dima who went for a bit of a hunt down toward, he pushed Ivy and then pushed all the way behind him in towards T Connector. I like to see that from him, or in towards Whitehall rather, and down in Pop Dog. But other than that, like, they didn't have anyone holding the A bomb site at all. Dima pushed out of the A bomb site. The rest of the players just sat on B. Kind of a weird play in my opinion.
1-for-1 early on. Cyber Legacy, though, this is all just a big ruse, as they do get taken down. Espada are going to realise, oh damn, they're headed in towards the A site, and everybody's on B. As it is a 4-1-3 at least, so they have the manpower advantage, but a couple of FAMASs for Sophic and Dima. Cyber Legacy, they've pushed Espada to the brink of their economy. Unfortunately, it's at the wrong time because it is the last round of the half, so it's not going to matter. And as Dima pushes forward, he might be able to find a kill here. He at least spots out one. Not really going to affect him as he's going to try switching fire mode as the kills are coming through for Cyber Legacy. Eventually, Sophic will bring it back into an even advantage, or an even keel. Trying to find his kill, gets one more, leaves it all up towards Glowing as he gets traded out. And a 1v1, Dexter just doesn't have the time. He tries to fake the bomb, but after time he gets the kill, and the bomb will explode. Cyber Legacy will pick up 4 at the halftime bell.
Leader, I got my team up. I've been a dreamer. I switched the scene up. I done got that green up. It don't make me fiend up, but they know I'm being with the rats. Call me the fiend up. Every word, smoke up, no lean up in my soda. Fresh and clean, got no hold up. I've been an outcast, me and scared, we told ya. Been in that backseat, facts we move that word, but it ain't no D-R-U-G, M-B-M-U-S-I-C. I'm only human. If you cut the skin, I bet I bleed. And when my back against the ropes, put in that work, I lead. I see the vision clear, seeing things that y'all don't see. 2 dubs on the vision, call it 2020. I got my team up. Made it all from rapping, we stacking, getting my green up. We all leaned up, looking around, trucking a minute a mile, fucking up every style. You in it now, told her my family is proud. Willing to fight and we proud. Bitch, I don't wanna talk, I just walk up. 100 bands cash, trying to get on my stock. Love all my fans, fuck on my ops. Pretty snake jams, all I make pops. Girls gon' dance, homies out rock. Came too far, then we ain't gon' stop. Gave my life and I took my shot. Yeah, rose up top and I took my spot. Yeah. If it's a problem, then we really ready. Yeah, hunted with me and we for the war. My heart is formed and my vision deadly. I've been dialing in my sights, see it 2020.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half between Espada and Cyber Legacy. This time around, Espada got to be on the T side, and Cyber Legacy, they have a hill to climb. Especially now with Dexter finding two. Okay. That's one way of doing it.
Calm it, please. Won't be having any of these shenanigans, as it's only Foster and Tricky remaining already. It's a dismal start to the CT side, Cyber Legacy. Unless there's some heroics from these two players, Espada should be able to secure themselves 12, and at least a little bit of utility for Foster Hughes will tag up both Patsy and Stopfig, both down low, and they're going to try and rotate over towards the ace out of the back of that, and that catches out Tricky, who was trying to find the flank. And guess what? That leaves Foster all on his lonesome. As he will get one kill, trying to rotate over, but his position known and the bomb being planted in a 1 versus 4. And he's only from his spotted out top of Pop Dog. He needs to find a kill pretty quickly here to even have a chance of getting back into this round, as he's trying to take down the player, and Pop Dog will actually collect onto Patsy, but he's lost half of his own HP as well, and with Dexter coming round the back lines to flank Foster, probably all going to be over here, and it will be 12-4 early on.
That's rough, man. That's so rough. It's Dexter on his lonesome. He only had to try a cellar fake towards the A bomb side, and he catches two players like it was nothing. 2 quick headshots there from Dexter, shutting it down. And at that point, like, there's not much left to do for Cyber Legacy. It's just trying to deal a bit of economic damage. Espada picking up the pistol makes this, not gonna say impossible. We've seen bigger comebacks in the past, but makes it very, very difficult, to say the least.
Difficult's a bit of an understatement. Yeah, I mean, a scout, 2 scouts actually, full of Cyber Legacy, a few deagles. Should be 13 for Espada, but they're going to try and block that smoke. Seized walks in front of that to try and give him a bit of space to work with behind that smoke, and perhaps he's going to take an early tag. These scouts actually doing quite a bit of damage early on, but it's Dexter with the kill, and the kills are what matters. His team is just pushing forward, players out the site. It's all said and done. Just Foster and Seized. Nice nade and spray from the Glail that does find a 4th. Dexter's on 1 HP, Team is on 4 HP, Patsy and Stopfig are both at about 30, so a lot of damage done for Cyber Legacy, but not resulting in any kills, which is pretty unfortunate.
We gotta keep in mind as well that Foster obviously does not have the information that we do. I don't think he would have gone for it even if he had the information, but he would have probably tried to find a kill or two if he knew that all the players were this low, because as you pointed out, they are incredibly low. All in all, just above 60 on 4 of the players, like combined.
Yeah.
Even less now. Pretty ridiculous stuff here from Espada. Espada taking full control of this game. It's something that we spoke about, not in the pre-show actually, but before the pre-show, when the guys on the stream couldn't hear us, when all the viewers were in the dark. You and I had a bit of a chat about our sort of prediction for this one, whether it was going to be 2-1 for Espada or 2-0. And I think we both agreed that it pretty much came down to the veto. And currently the veto looks like it's heavily favoring Espada. Not exactly what we thought going into this one.
Yeah, and it's like to be 14. It's like to be a very, very big hill to climb for Cyber Legacy. As Dexter's going to catch C's trying to run away. He's just going to basically catch everybody here as the kills all come through. Foster is the last player alive, a deagle in hand, hoping that somebody will rear their head to him and give him at least a chance at a shot. But right now it's just a load of bullets flying through as smoke towards him as he does round his way towards Old Bomb, trying to spot towards the bomb site. I think he's just hoping a player will come his way and he can maybe pick up a cheeky little kill. There's one. Finnegan has fallen. The Steagle collects onto his head, but I mean, now that they know where he is, it's a lot harder to take those peeks as there's a hail of gunfire every time he does peek out. So he will just seclude himself over towards the tiki spawn. Bomb blocks out or knocks out all of those glass windows. Bit of a danger that. Don't want to get glass shards everywhere.
Would be kind of worrisome if the glass just left over to the next round and you could walk on it and make sound. I don't know, man. I'm just making stuff up at this point. I'm wondering, Dan, could this be considered cyberbullying?
No. Moving on. Oh, I've said some corny lines in the past. That
I knew it was
takes
like
the
a
cake,
dad
though.
joke, but I mean, I had to go for it. I'm sorry. Yeah. I apologize to everyone who's watching.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mind it. I like it, but I'm worried that that there's plenty of people who won't.
Probably right in that.
I mean, yeah. Nice, a couple killed for Cyber Legacy. Make it a triple kills because Tricky's found himself another. Flashbanged off the angles. He's tried to push forward. He's tagged down to 16 HP, but he's going to keep pushing forward, and that will be to his demise. Luckily, the rest of his team are ready to trade him out, and that leaves just Sotfik. Position known, player behind him. Long ass spray for Caesar, but he gets it done.
Yeah, not the prettiest spray down I've ever seen, but as you pointed out, he does manage to get the job done eventually. Tricky. Highest impact for this round. We need to see more rounds like that from Tricky. We need to see more rounds like that from every single player on the Cyber Legacy side. Currently, it's only Foster who's actually pulling his own weight. He's sitting at a what's it called? Like a clean
Neutral.
KD. Neutral. That's the word I was looking for. There you have it. English is a tough language, apparently.
It can be, yeah. You know, like the same word meaning different things depending on the context. Different syllables sounding differently depending on the word it's in. You know, pretty standard stuff. As Rumboos generally pretty standard stuff. It looked like Espada having a bit of difficulty with there out towards long, but it's Pat C. He will secure an opening kill. Espada look to try and find 15. With Seized already dead, it's I mean, it's a long road for Cyber Legacy. If they can pull this one back in this round, it has certainly served them well. They don't really have much cash in their back pockets, so a loss here is not going to be an enjoyable one. It'll be a lot of bad weapons. It'll be a very rugged buy. Finnegan is even going to find another kill, which just makes things even worse for the Cyber Legacy side. Clax actually getting a benefit there from a team flash onto Dima. He's able to double himself up, nay, triple himself up, as towards This held position, he's finding kill after kill, keeping strong with only 20 seconds on the clock. Tricky's going to swing in and find another, and it's all falling apart for Espada. It's only Dexter remaining who will finally rid this A-site of the scourge that is Clax, but with only 10 seconds left, he's got so little time. It may not even matter, and that looked on him. That looked on Tricky, but unfortunately, the shot doesn't connect, and Tricky will reply back one better, and there we go. 2 kills for him, 3 for Clax. I do love the Cyber Legacy jersey, actually. It is a very nice jersey.
I have to agree. It's very esport-esque, if you know what I mean. Like, this is the sort of shirts that when I used to go to LAN events, this is the type of shirt that you would see everywhere on every player. Yeah. And I love that. There's no reason for us to try and become like a traditional sport or anything like that. We got our own style of jerseys, and we should stick to it, in my opinion. And yeah, both of these teams are actually doing well in that regards, in my opinion.
We do have some very good e-gaming athletes. Esports with a capital S and a dash.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
All of those things.
Well, hardcore trigger me, man.
Oh, dear. This should be a 7th Cyber Legacy. I mean, there's little to do. Sophic does have a bit of a hero AK. Missed shot from Tricky. Won't result in a death, but it's a bit of intel for Espada. Up towards that B site, but what we don't know is probably the fact that there's a second up, and Clax now reveals that fact that he trades out his teammate, but they are gonna not be doing too well in regards to the manpower here. Cyber Legacy, as a couple kills come through for Espada, weapons can be collected, and Cyber Legacy now in a man's advantage, need to try and retake this A site. Clax on the AWP is now in a 2-on-4 as Dexter finds another, and things really starting to fall apart for Cyber Legacy now. Are they just going to have to save this one? Tricky spots one on the site, can't find the shot off in time. Now they're just trying to save weapons. Oh dear, oh dear. That has not gone the way Cyber Legacy hoped, and Espada, with just pistols primarily. Sophic does find one in the AK that they had up, but it was Dexter and Patsy, I think, who were the ones that secured those advantageous kills. Passes by Dima in that smoke. He will spot him out. Here's all those steps, the stompy stomp, and does collect the kill, so at least a bit more damage done towards Espada, but it's 15-6.
Yeah, you said it was probably going to be 7 for Cyber Legacy. I'm not sure if that classifies as a caster's curse, but that's a rough round to lose. It's a hero AK buy. You know my meaning about the hero AK buy. I don't like it, personally. But hey, if it works, man. But statistically speaking, it's a bad idea to go for it. That being said, it worked here for Espada, so who am I to judge? They find their 15th. They're now just 1 round away from shutting it down on the map choice of Cyber Legacy. Keep that in mind.
2 opening kills for Dexter. At least one replied back by glowing, as Espada will keep themselves in the advantage. That is until Clax finds himself a couple quick shots. And with the AWP, oh, he hit that as well onto Sophic, but through the edge of the train. It's only down to 60, so Espada 2v2. And Clax is showing prowess on that big green cannon. Is it actually green? What skin does he have? Didn't have a chance to see. He's in Cyclops mode. And things just slowing down with 50 seconds on the clock. Espada hoping that maybe Cyber Legacy will have a bit of a peak in a different sort of position. Clax is doing that said thing as he works his way down long, and Dexter did just check that a moment ago. Didn't spot anything out. Clax gets the perfect timing for this flank on the AWP. Maybe not the best weapon. But peeking out from main, there's some long angles he might be able to get a cheeky shot through, and Espada, they're taking their time here. They're now going to Molotov off connector. That forces Foster back. He's going to smoke it off, and now look at Klax. You can spot out the gun barrel of the AWPer. This is an easy kill as he takes down Dexter. That brings it all up to Sop Figure 1 versus 2 with only 50 points of health. But do they know what position he's moved himself to? Klax has switched himself into that M4, a better weapon for the retake. And he's holding this angle, watching for Klax, and he spots him out. Is he gonna... There we go. Just having a bit of a blank moment for a second. He gets the kill, but with the Molotov down, Klax is just gonna stick it. He knows Sopfit can't take the fight. He knows he's already a little bit low. And Espada, they can't find 16 just yet.
I love this from Klax. So Klax was sitting close to where the rest of his teammates are, except for Foster. Mentioned it a couple of rounds ago, Foster the only one who's really pulling his own weight. Now Klax is stepping up, but you gotta be wondering, is it a bit too little, a bit too late? And I think the very obvious answer to that is yes, absolutely. It's way too little, way too late. Again, one more round in the favor of Espada, and they'll shut this one down, and they continue to find the opening frags round after round. It's Dexter with that AWP, connecting once more. Tricky, dealing a good chunk of damage with the scouts. Not finding a frag just yet.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Seized with the auto shotgun in Pot Dog, collects a kill, even does a bit more damage with that Molotov he chucks up there. Finnegan left on 23 points of health, but would you look at this? Dima, backstab, let's go, 1.55k, not needed, it's the kill that matters, and he's going to do it with style, and all the kills start rolling in for Espada. It falls into absolute chaos with that one little backstab. It's all up towards Klax. He's had himself a nice strong few rounds here, multi-kills galore, but can he find another one here in a 1 versus 3 and save his team in this opening map? It is a map pick as well. And 3 AKs to find. Finnegan is low, he has a kit. But, well, that's unfortunate. Espada, they take the double peak, and it is absolutely perfect.
Espada with a very clean victory on this one. Much cleaner than we expected. We pointed out that we had terrain as the first map. A bit of a weird map because none of the two teams have a lot of times played on record. Obviously, Cyber Legacy don't play a ton of officials. But with a team like Espada, who plays a lot of officials, they've only played it 4 times. They had, well, now 5 times. They had a 50% win rate. It's going to be a little bit better now. And obviously, Cyber Legacy. Oh, that's a big blunder, Dan. Their own map choice, and they lose it massively.
Yeah, and Overpass, that's not going to be a fun time either. Unless there's something magical coming their way. It's... Ooh. I hate to think what's gonna happen. It's gonna be not safe for work at the best, I think, as Overpass is a highly dominant map for Espada. But yeah, just not showing up to the races there in that first half, Cyber Legacy, and they didn't leave themselves much room on that second half. Obviously, it is a CT-sided map, so there's always chances. But when you're down, what was it, 11-4? There's not many of those chances.
Absolutely. It's always going to be tough to bring it back after that first half. And regardless, tough one here. Very tough one for Cyber Legacy. Real quick, before we head to a break here, Dan, who do you appreciate stepping up from the Espada side, and who do you hope steps up in the next one for Cyber Legacy?
I mean, Espada, you just have to say Dima. He was an absolute top-notch player in that CT half, finding just so many kills. Dexter as well in the AWP. It is a bit of an AWPer's map. I said that. It suits AWPs well, and he showed that why. For Cyber Legacy, Seized. He had a tough one. Yeah. So did Tricky. I mean, both of those have been so strong for Cyber Legacy so far in the tournament, and now it feels like when they needed those two players, they just weren't at the game. They didn't show really any sort of form seized. I mean, that first half to open things up, he was getting quite a lot of actual opening frags, but never really materialised. And after that, it sort of just dropped off the cliff for him. So hopefully he can pick himself up for map 2.
And with that, I think it's a good time to send us to a quick break. We'll be back shortly. We'll see you guys in a bit.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
Ring ring! The IEM New York Experience Box is here. Hot, fresh, and delivered straight to your door. Tasty ingredients make this box a must-have. Claim yours quick at the ESL shop before they sell out. Oh, and there's no real pizza. Get your taste of New York while it's hot.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Erase the doubt with your battle cry, with your battle cry. You feel the earth move to the drum of steel boots. Banish the fear inside.
still pretty decent. And Max will be wielding it and just keep himself a bit of... And it's going to be aggression through... The CT Monster Tunnel were glowing, picking up an opening kill. That is very nice, and maybe that's why... Clacks.
Beyond though, I like this booster. Peak the player who was sitting at the bottom.
That aggression through Monster Tunnel, but down AK bullet straight through the...
The problem is Espada, they'll get a solid bullseye. Ugh, that's a rough one for
Because it was originally just a Sigan now as the kills all tumbling. Bomb is over to a ladder, look, to try and go and collect the access towards this. Wait, just... if he gets to the position.
Have any money left over. Off strong with the AWP. A good kill on.
Getting them for a weird one. He posted up with this AWP though. Watching towards Bengal. Cyber Legacy side, and that Chef not to have a nade in his hand. Just be careful, Cyber Legacy. Don't give up too.
It's something that we've. Dexter does manage to find some at the very least. But yeah, Cyber Legacy picking up their third, tying it up now.
Four on four. Bomb planted. Hits galore for Cyber Legacy, but that's not going to matter if they can't get closer towards this side. Dexter will be able to pick up a chance at another player, and as they push forward, Patsy and Demon, who will start to rejuvenate and deny Cyber Legacy the lead here.
Is brilliant. It's something that we see right below the sniper snap, an off angle, and makes it very difficult for it. Has been denied. The boost down towards allowing them to peak. Into one in a good position though, and he'll bully. Good shout here on Espada as well. Not pushing. You want to try and get a bit of map control. You can slow him.
Try and work slow, methodical sight, and Clax will find Redeemer still fine.
situation for them, obviously, and with Foster going down early in this round, doesn't make it any easier.
Not sure exactly how Foster died to a Molotov either.
He ran through it, or tried to.
Yeah, it's just all going wrong, isn't it? This is all going wrong with Cyber Legacy. Demon's just having an absolute line of a series right now. 2 kills again in this round, and he's might be on for a little bit more, as well as Tricky does actually take him down. So to get that 2v3 Cyber Legacy, they have a kit to work with. Glowing has that in his back pocket, and Finnegan's on the flank looking for these kills, looking for the saving plays, but right now they're pushing their way in towards a B site. There's 2 players to try and stop them. Sophic is on the site himself, got cover from Dexter to make sure he won't go down, but Glowing is able to elude Dexter's gaze. He will get peeked into it and will go down in the end, but his teammate's already fallen, and now it's just Finnegan and Dexter to try and just stop this. Tricky just holding it inside of the smoke. Finnegan will find the kill. We're a little bit close for comfort there for Espada. Heart rate's elevated.
But are they, though? Because, like, again, look at the money on Espada. They're swimming in it at this point. Again, a good, like, Mac Scrooge reference. Scrooge McDuck. I keep forgetting what his name is. I'll look it up eventually, okay? But yeah, the money is still so fantastic here for... That's what I'm trying to say, yeah? Money is still so fantastic here for Espada, so... Sure, heart rate's going up for the end of the round, but at the end of the day, they have so much money that even if they lose that round, they're still sitting pretty. And they end up winning rounds, that makes it even better for them. They're pushing double digits now, and Cyber Legacy only sitting on 3. They don't really have any money or anything to work with in this round. We mentioned in the pregame, Tricky and CIS need to step up. And they need to play better as a team, more of a cohesive unit, if you will. That's not what we're seeing here for Cyber Legacy.
No, and the score reflects that. 9-3. It's difficult. They've got a scout for Foster. The rest of the players is wielding deagles. It's not really anything that's going to inspire, you know, like, right, this is the round we win. This is a throwaway for Cyber Legacy. They're just saving for the next round as the Espada push is going to be going towards his B site yet again. An early tag for Tricky does put Demo low, and he's actually going to collect one, collects another, but Espada do begin to trade things out to bring things back into the Espada advantage. A 3v2. And a couple of kills found there for the Cyber Legacy side, but with just Glowing, and now just Glowing, he's finding kill after kill here. One with a nade, one with a deagle, and more plays to find. Can he get it? No. Dexter, the AK, wins it out as it should do. And he will be able to pick up the AWP as well. Keep himself in a good position.
Oh my god! 26.32 for Cyber Legacy? That's absolutely insane. I mean, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Because Espada, they took the map off of Cyber Legacy. Now it's Espada's map, and they're leading heavy, and they're looking unstoppable at this point. You and I spoke about whether this was going to be a 2-0 or a 2-1, but we both had a feeling that Espada should be able to take a victory on this one. And I guess we didn't give them as much credit as they deserve, because they're running through Cyber Legacy like it was nothing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I was going to say disappointing. Obviously, not seeing Cyber Legacy sort of perhaps show what they're capable of, because I feel like they are able to do more. I feel like they've shown a lot of good stuff so far, and as Tricky does pick up an opening kill, he'll find his 7th of the game. But he looks like he's ready to trade that out. And he gets one, almost a second, but Sophic swings in to ensure that the trades are there. But eventually, Cyber Legacy, they have CIS still around B site, and it's a 3-on-2. The bomb dropped. Espada are going to have to commit to this B site, and CIS knows that. He's just sticking around behind the site, not giving up too much space. And as Dexter rears his head, CIS will take him down, leaving just Finnegan a 1 versus 3. And Cyberlegacy to find more, but a twitch shot onto Tricky. Can't follow up onto Seized. Finally, a 4th comes their way.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I think Cyber Legacy needs 6, and that's impossible at this point. They can only hope for 5, and even with 5, it's still going to be incredibly difficult for them. We've seen they haven't had a whole lot of success in the pistols. Pistols have been kind of favoring Espada. So with that, that would suggest that this next pistol on Espada's CT side for the second half is going to be a tough one for Cyber Legacy as well. And they need that pistol, regardless of this round going in their favor or not. And it seems like it might not even. Seized does answer back with 1 onto Patsy, but it's 2 in the favor of Espada and the deep bomb side right for the taking.
That comes again. This time he has been able to find a kill. He's just loving it, isn't he? Only glowing and Seas remain. A 2 versus 4 retake needed. This auto is probably going to mince them up, but Stopfake will get them both, in fact. As it will be an 11-4 half for Espada. A bit of a shutdown once again. We'll just be heading to a short break for this halftime.
But they follow me. Will you follow me under when I'm crumbling? Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Will you follow me under? Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here.
I've been working part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different.
Gentlemen, back for second half, Espada versus Cyber Legacy. The question now is, I look to you once again, Dan. Is there any chance at all at this point for Cyber Legacy? We saw the odds not really favoring them at all. Quite the contrary. Do you think there's any opportunity for them to bring this one back?
I mean, there's always a chance. I just don't think we have much of one. I mean, obviously the first 2 kills are going Espada's way as well, and it's all just coming up blue right now for the Espada side. Glowing has found himself a few here. Okay, be careful. Dexter has had enough as he swings through, finds the final 2. There you go, pistol round for Espada, 12-4. A big score on the door.
Did you become what's it called, like a bingo announcer all of a sudden? Isn't that what they do? Like whenever they say a number. Bit of a pause coming through here, and that gives us an opportunity to talk about what actually went wrong here for Cyber Legacy. And I think we mentioned it already, so individual play is definitely up there as one of the things not really working for them. Like, no one's really showing up, they're losing pretty much every single aim duel, and furthermore, like, they get out-positioned time and time again or by Espada, rather. Like, was there ever any chance here, Dan, is basically what I'm trying to get at.
No. I mean, Cyber Legacy have gone. They've gone for a bit of a hero wake for Seized here. This is a last-ditch effort, and I feel like even if this one goes their way, there's just so long in this game they need to pull back, and These does find an opening, to be fair, and a lot of damage done towards Dexter, so they may be hope in this round, but hope in the game, there is little. It's going to be about, I think, for Cyber Legacy, just trying to save a bit of face here. Maybe pick up a few extra rounds just to make the score look a little more friendly. Anything other than that is a bit of a pipe dream, I'm afraid.
Maybe a fever dream.
Yeah.
One of those, or a nightmare, something that keeps you up at night. I don't know.
Well, I think they're in a nightmare already.
True.
Look at Sophic. He's gotten bored of this round. He's now just pressing W. As he pushes his way all the way through T-Spawn, he's going to be behind the Cyber Legacy players in a short moment as they start to work forward. If he can get on the back of them as they're heading towards this site, it's going to make a lot of... put a lot of pressure on them. And does Tricky actually check towards his right? No, he doesn't. Doesn't matter because Sophic was mostly obscured, and now Sophic has such a load of information. Espada, they're stacking towards this site. Sophic's going to be coming in just a moment. Not even needed, really. And the rest of his team just mop everything up. Dexter will secure himself an ace. Not even needed, Sophic.
There you have it. An ace in the match as well. We've seen knife kills. We've seen a lot of nade damage, utility damage in general. Seen at least one execution by fire, if you will. One player burning in a molly. Seen a couple of nade kills here and there. So, yeah, now an ace as well. This is not boding well. Well, it wasn't boding well on terrain, and this is just Espada looking to put the final nail in the coffin at this point. Espada on the least favorite side here on Overpass, but it doesn't seem like that matters at all. They have pretty good control of it at this point. Cyber Legacy, last-ditch effort.
Really is last ditch, and jumping forwards, they are able to find a couple kills. Glowing with that Mac 10. With just 3 points of health remaining, with one planted. A 2-on-3 for Espada to try and work back into, but Patsy on the flank, that is a huge kill to find. Tricky falls. Now a 2-on-2, and Patsy looking for even more. He gets a second, there goes Seized, and now things are just slipping out of Cyber Legacy's reach. It's 3 HP, a 1 versus 2 for Glowing. He already has 2 kills in a round, needs to secure himself a 4K. And that flashbang is going to completely blind him up. He's been found. And the fuse will come through. Patsy, he has himself a kill, and it is 14-4. This is over.
It's overpassed, and soon it will be passed and over.
Okay. I see what you're trying to do there. What are you trying to do?
I'll continue with the dad jokes throughout. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. I'll keep them coming. I'm not very funny, but I'm really good at not being funny, so I guess that counts for something.
It certainly does. Certainly does count for something. Not much, but something. And this may count for nothing, Cyber Legacy. If this just straight ball in towards the B site doesn't really work out, it's going to be a tough old game. And I mean, they've been able to find a couple openers. A 4-on-3, Cyber Legacy are going to be able to get that bomb planted. Foster the one to do the deed. But they lost themselves in the man advantage last time. It was Patsy on the flank who was able to find a couple quick kills, and this time no flank for Espada. It's going to be a full frontal. Tricky is going to be trying to receive the brunt of this. And goes into a position. Patsy's actually lining up his teammate to stop Vic. He will trade out, but with Klaxon Foster still alive, there is plenty of players alive, and Cyber Legacy just rushing towards a B site, and they will be able to pick up a 5th, so something working for them at least.
Yeah, a bit troublesome here for Cyber Legacy though. Like, yeah, sure, they managed to get the round, but they're still so far behind. And I'm just right now having a quick look on the match stats for the first map, and on that we only had one player going above a 1.0 rating. That was Foster, landing on 1.06. The closest to him was seized on 0.67. So, all in all, the rating here for the Cyber Legacy side has been absolutely horrid. They've not pulled their own weight, and when one player has pulled his own weight, it's like barely, like just scraping by, and the rest of the team not really doing what they're supposed to. So. Very, very tough showing here from Cyber Legacy, especially in contrast to what we saw them do against Na'Vi.
Yeah. Espada. They've got a couple rifles here. They've fully invested into this one. A couple cheeky little boosts coming through for them to try and find an opening. But for now, nothing has been found. As Cyber Legacy, they're working towards this A site. They've got quite a few players in position to push forward from these bathrooms, and Dima, he has a deagle, has a little bit of utility, flashes his teammate Dexter forwards, and that nade actually does quite a bit of damage to a couple players pushing forward. Dima finding even more with a deagle. Can he find the kills? Patsy would be in for one. Now Dima, he's got a lot of damage, but no kills. Foster and C's, they're down to just very low HP. Dexter will be able to take down Tricky, and a 3-on-3 ensues, but the bomb will be planted with about 20 seconds on the clock. Cyber Legacy, they're not in a good position. They're all hemmed in towards the site. It's like shooting fish in a barrel until Seized and Foster, the fish fight back. Dexter's all on his lonesome. It's a combined 20 HP for him to find. He's got armor, he's got an AK, he's got a smoke and a flashbang. He's going to deploy the smoke to allow him to cross towards that Optimus position. He's trying to bait out a peek from these Cyber Legacy players. Seized isn't going to fall for it. He's still over towards the stairs. Has Foster for support, and the time is running thin. Dexter has no kit, and the time is just not with him. And things almost go very far south for the Cyber Legacy side. But they're able to pull it out the hat.
Oh,
Both do die, though, to the bomb, with that low on HP.
yeah, that's going to be rough for the economy here. So you can see on the right-hand side that obviously they will have enough money to reinvest due to securing the victory in the round. The problem is that they don't have any money left over, and they don't have the AWP. Seized is on an SMG. We have 2 Galils in play just to make sure that they get the full utility set. Considering that they managed to secure the victory in the round, this is not a massive buy here for Cyber Legacy.
No, I mean, you never want to be having an SMG after a round you've just won. Seas will be wielding that, and a little boost up for Dexter here with that AK saved across. He has a position to look towards Party. With an SMG and a FAMAS as well within the ranks of Espada, alongside 2 Deagles, but really it's going to be mostly down to this AK to try and find the damage, and Tricky maybe pushing in towards this angle in just a short moment. We see he's down towards the bottom of connector. Hopefully, if he can find a kill here, that'll allow Tricky a lot of space towards the upper side. As Patsy does fall, you can see how Dexter has to shift his angle as he finds her first. Now drops off it because that surprise is gone. And Dexter is actually going to double it up, takes down Foster, and secures his connector position. A 4-on-3 goes the way of Espada, but the weapons not with them. Still just got that AK, the FAMAS, and with Finnegan going down towards the A site. Glowing worked his way in through long. Should be Cyber Legacy still able to close this one out.
At least, again, like sort of last-ditch effort here for Cyber Legacy. Trying their absolute greatest to pull something back. But again, it's I made the the cycling reference the other day. I'm gonna keep away from that because I'm not a cycling master. Don't have the knowledge of someone like Pimp or OG Bird. Ooh.
Well, this is interesting now. Dima, he's just going to try and stick the bomb inside the smoke. Tricky spamming through and will take him down. So, crisis averted for Cyber Legacy. But it got a little bit interesting there.
Crisis indeed. Like, yeah. it looked for a hot moment there like that was just going to be it. Either way, Cyber Legacy do manage to find their 7th. At the end of the day, it's at this point for Cyber Legacy, it's about sort of, I guess, boosting the morale on the players, something like that. They probably already know that they've lost this game, because the chances of them bringing it back are slim to none, as pointed out multiple times already. And furthermore, if they manage to do so, we're going to head to a third and final map. I don't see it happening, them pulling this one back. But if they manage to do so, Nuke could actually be very, very interesting. And they could potentially bring it back on Nuke if they manage to pull this comeback through. But we need to see something. Yeah, we need to see something absolutely insane from them for that to happen.
Yeah, they should be able to find an 8th here. Just pistols for the Espada side, keeping their economy strong for the next round. It's going to be a push out towards long with 4 members of the Espada side. That flashbang does absolutely nothing to help seize there if he gets one, but a quick refrag from the hail of USPs on the other side will take him down, and that's an AK recovered as well into Dima's hands. Glowing is going to try and pick them off one by one as he deals with Sopfix. So Cyber Legacy, I mean, gun going down early. Not ideal. They should still be able to close this one down without really much fuss. Dima, I mean, I said he has the AK, doesn't have any armor to go with it, so aim punch will be a factor. And Espada, they're just trying to work as a group, try and find any sort of Cyber Legacy players maybe caught out alone. Dima is leading the pack with that AK-47, and hopefully, if he goes down, Espada will be able to collect it, because it's going to be a very nice weapon to take into the next round. Obviously, they will have a full buy, but an AK is a nice little humdinger.
And AK is definitely a little bit better than the M4. We've mentioned it before. Gives you that one-shot potential. Where the M4, you need to hit a body shot and a headshot for you to be able to kill off your opponents. Or at least they need to be weak before you deal any damage to them with the M4. Yeah, the AK gives them that potential for the one shot. Throwing it over to Dima, excuse me, Diva. Wow, makes pretty good sense as well.
Mecha activated.
I mean, it did look like he was in like a mecha suit of some sort on terrain. I'll give him that.
True. Patsy, probably wishing he had a mecha suit that would have been able to withstand that orc bullet, because he's been taken down right at the start of the round for Espada. It is not what they wanted. They were hoping for, you know, maybe a kill there from Patsy. Unfortunately, he can't deliver. It is Dexter who will be able to find that opening for the Espada side. It's brought it into a 4-on-4. And he just pulls back after the initial kill. No reason to really look for so much more when you have Dima in a position like he is, all the way pushed through connector. Could be able to find a cheeky frag onto someone if he gets the timing right, but I'm not sure what's going to happen if he's going to go up the ladder. I think he tried to, but somebody was watching it, and somebody was tricky. And decided, you know what? I value my life. I'll back away. You can have that position. I don't want it. Cyber Legacy. They're going to try and commit towards B now, but this position from Stockfig. No! Why does he move there? Trying to move over to the site to support his teammate, but Foster comes through the tunnel as he starts moving and knife out. He is an open ball game. It's all up towards this A site instead, and there's nobody there to try and defend it for Espada. We're all committed towards B, and as the utility rains down, Espada will know their mistake. This should be over. Big nade as well. Caesar will finish off the kill. It's just Finnegan and Dexter who remain.
Finnegan and Dexter doing the right thing here, just holding back, trying to hold on to their weapons. Makes pretty good sense for them. All in all, at this point, actually doesn't look horrible for Cyber Legacy any longer.
No.
It still doesn't look great. I'll say that much, but they've managed to string 5 rounds together in a row to try and make this comeback a reality. As you can see, money shifted over towards Cyber Legacy. The problem here for them is that they don't really have any room for mistakes. If they lose another round, that puts Espada on map and match point. Cyber Legacy, really no room for mistakes.
Yeah. Although, Espada, that Molotov towards the park didn't actually land. The one closer to on the T side of the wall did. So it still holds back the Cyber Legacy players. And in the end, doesn't really matter all too much. But just a little note there. Don't want to be missing that Molotov all too much, because it's designed to try and sort of hem those Cyber Legacy players in. And if they do try and run through the Molotov, they've got a long old run to go through. Go through the fire and flames. There's CIS is in position over towards the outside of the bathrooms, towards this banana position. Might need to be careful about Dexter, though, as he sets up nades. Dexter's going to push forward, spots out the arm. I think CIS may have spotted in return, but Dexter's still going to take him down. That is a huge opening kill to find for Espada, as they look to set themselves up for 15. Glowing out towards long. The smoke blocks his path for the time being, and Cyber Legacy aren't going to commit towards A. The bomb is still down towards the top of connector, towards the T side, up the top of that ladder, and I mean, nobody's close to try and pick it up. So a nice shot from Glowing takes down Sophic and gives a bit of an opening towards this A site. Patsy in an awkward position. Needs to take down this player on short. Will do so, and that's a huge track to find. Now needs to focus on this site, but he switches his vision just a moment too late. Glowing is able to trade it back again, and into a 3-on-3 we go. The bomb is making its way forward. Dexter deals with Glowing, and now they push back in towards the site before the bomb gets there. But Clax and Tricky, they'll find one apiece. Finnegan pushes forward, puts them low, but Tricky's Deagle, a huge shot to find. Will secure Cyber Legacy 10 and Espada. They can't quite get themselves over the finish line yet. Gonna have to go on a little bit longer this game.
All aboard the struggle bus. First it was Cyber Legacy in a bit of a struggle. Espada, they're struggling to find the last couple of rounds at this point. Cyber Legacy, they've already mustered up a fairly strong comeback, I'll give them that much. And they're looking to make it even stronger. They're trying to pull this one all the way back. Still not going to be an easy task. This round, give them good amount of hope considering the buy on Espada, but that negates a bit of the hope. As Patsy finds the opening crack onto Clax.
Yeah, Sophics hearing all of these steps as well. He can get at least one, and he will get at least one. Patsy gets the other, and Cyber Legacy, they find themselves in a 2-on-4. against what was just a single M4 for Patsy, an MP9 for Finnegan, and a few deagles. Espada, they found themselves the biggest advantage they've had for a while. Foster and Tricky, now the last two alive, looking to try and find any sort of opening. Patsy may give one up, but he's holding a very tight angle. Cyber Legacy is going to be difficult to check this one unless Tricky peeks it and commits to it with the AWP. As they push around the corner, he will reveal himself. Not able to do much damage though, Patsy. Now he's in a difficult position where he can't get out. He needs to fight one way or another, and he does fight towards Tricky. That's the kill found. He's going to look for even more, but Foster will eventually take him down. 35 seconds on the clock as Foster's going to try and make his way in towards Optimus, but the player's there. That's a nice shot though. He gets down Dima quickly and efficiently, but does he expect Dexter in the same angle? No, he doesn't. Dexter deals the killing blow, and Espada will find 15 off the back of a single M4, a few deagles, and an MP9.
That's absolutely insane. I pointed out that Cyber Legacy had pretty good chances in that round, considering the firepower on the Espada side of it, but beautiful stuff there from Patsy, finding the opening frag very early on from that boost down towards connector angle, in towards the short pipe, and then falling back and supporting Sutfig out towards the long position. Great stuff, great movement there from Patsy. And Espada picking up their 15th. One round away from shutting it down here on Overpass and taking that 2-0 victory. Adding insult to injury, making this one very, very unlikely for Cyber Legacy. I love to see them pull a couple more rounds, but I don't think they're going to be able to bring this one all the way back at this point.
No. I mean, they've got decent weapons, a few AKs at Galil the Orc, but Espada, it's only a matter of time, and as Dima lines himself up too, and he's going to put a bit of a nail in the coffin. He'll get a third. Sophic chimes in with one. It's only Tricky left, a 1 versus 4. He does bring it into a 1 versus 3, but with that up, not the most wieldy weapon to have in this situation. He does have a minute on the clock to work with, but spotted out by Dima and Dexter. We'll finish it off. It will be 16-10 for the Espada side.
Yeah. I'll do the trick. Espada shutting it down in strong fashion. 2-0 in this matchup against Cyber Legacy. Very, very strong victory here for Espada. We look towards Espada going into this one to see if could they potentially find another victory and push themselves up like above that playoff line, basically, and giving them the opportunity to go to playoffs. They have a pretty good opportunity to do so now, but I mean, it's not over yet, Dan. What do you think about this matchup? Do you think it looked good for Cyber Legacy at any point?
I mean, that T side of Overpass, it was getting there. It was getting there, but Espada, it was sort of inevitable that they would be able to take it at one point or another. Obviously, getting into double digits for Cyber Legacy, it makes the game look a bit more lively. But when you take into consideration that first map as well of Train, it was Espada's sort of every single day of the week. This one, I was surprised. Cyber Legacy didn't put up as much of a fight as I thought they would, or as I hoped they would. A lot of players struggling in terms of their just individual performances, whereas Espada, it just feels like everybody was able to step up. Just in general, just in every game we've seen, it feels like someone different's fragging out.
True that. On Overpass, we saw Dexter sitting at the top of the scoreboard and fragging out as we expected him to do. Also a pretty good map for the Orber, as you pointed out in the pregame. Makes pretty good sense for him that he managed to pull one through. Over on Train, however, it was all Dima, or at least mostly Dima. And to help us break down this matchup, we got Dima with us, I believe. We don't have Dima just yet. I get information, so sorry about that. We'll find him eventually. He'll get here. Need to figure out exactly where he's at. I actually just got told that we get Sutfik instead of Dima. So we'll figure it out eventually. Don't worry about it. Online Counter-Strike, it happens, okay? Regardless, did this one go exactly how we expected it to go, Dan? Did you expect this one to go differently, or did we always think that Espada was just going to shut them down?
I mean, I always thought it was going to be Espada's victory. I thought